You're listening to Lawsuit Proofing Your City, a podcast with Scott Grossberg. Each week, we explore current trends in lawsuits brought against cities and give you tips, tricks, and techniques for fighting back. And now, here's your host, Scott Grossberg.
Greetings, everybody. This is Scott Grossberg. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Lawsuit Proofing Your City. Let's jump right into our topic today, which is predatory lawyers and the dirty tricks that they're using against you. I mentioned in an earlier episode that I'm starting to see the plaintiff's bar train and teach and mentor younger lawyers in copying them in attacks on you. And what I'm seeing, among other things, are books that are being written. There are books out there right now that specifically teach, for example, theater techniques to the plaintiff's attorneys to use with the judges and the juries. I want you to think about that for a minute. Theater techniques, the techniques of actors. Additionally, there are books on the market that are teaching plaintiff's lawyers how to instill fear techniques in jurors so that the fear triggers their decision making. And most recently, I'm seeing an upswing in the what I call, quote, make a call, end quote, mentality for settlement discussions. To put it another way, a lot of plaintiffs' lawyers are now refusing to even discuss the resolution of a case unless you, the city, the town, the agency, the excess pool, the joint pooling organization, make a call. To simplify that, they're refusing to even have a discussion unless they receive assurance that some type of excess carrier is involved. And we both know that's a little ludicrous in the world we live in. I'm also starting to see an upswing in the use of Public Record Act requests to get pre-litigation discovery. I'm seeing an upswing in public comments being made at city council meetings, with those comments being recorded and then pushed on social media. And naturally, I'm also seeing an upswing in litigation being used for promotions and labor negotiation advantages. To make matters even worse, I'm seeing an upswing and increase in what used to be political tools now being used in litigation settings. Among other things, Saul Alinsky wrote a book a while ago called Rules for Radicals. I'm seeing plaintiffs' lawyers actually use those rules in the scope and course of litigation. Listen to these rules for a minute. How about this one? Power is not only what you have, but what the enemy thinks you have. Or how about this one? Ridicule is man's most potent weapon. One of their favorites is keep the pressure on. Or the threat is usually more terrifying than the thing itself. And then finally, pick the target, freeze it, personalize it, and polarize it. Now think about what you're experiencing in the course of your labor negotiations. I'm now seeing a crossover into the litigation field. I'm also seeing an increase in the use of DARVO, that's D-A-R-V-O, stands for deny, attack, reverse the victim, reverse the offender. We've seen it in politics every day lately, and it's now being used by plaintiffs in a litigation setting where they attempt to turn the tables on who's actually at fault. And of course, then we've got the gaslighting technique. That's telling lies while you saying that everybody else is lying. You deny everything while you continue to act badly. You attack what is important to the other side while also claiming to be the victim. They wear you down, and it's all built around the confusion principle. Confuse, confuse, confuse. When you let the fear of litigation run your citywide decisions, you are doomed to failure. And the easiest way to circumvent everything that I've just told you is to be authentic with the truth. The public is concerned about trusting you. And so if we attack what the other side is doing through good public optics, by showing them that you can own your truth and that you're comfortable with the consequences of decisions, we undercut all of the attacks and the pressure points that they put on you. The easiest way to implement all this, of course, is to keep your city attorney and your litigation defense counsel in the loop. We know what the other side is doing, and we can help you to be proactive rather than reactive. Additionally, think about using the media right up front to your advantage to help get your authenticity message across. Thank you for joining me today. Until next week, here's to us taking back the courtroom together.
You've reached the end of another episode of Lawsuit Proofing Your City with Scott Grossberg. If you like our show, we'd love for you to subscribe, rate our broadcast, and leave a review. You can always check out lawsuitproofyourcity.com for more information and show notes. And remember to go to the archives section on our website for previous podcasts. This podcast is for general information only and not intended to be legal advice nor the formation of a lawyer-client relationship. Stay tuned for our next episode, and thank you for listening.